Hi there, welcome back to Football Every Day. This is the Euro 2012 edition. We're on the business end of the group stages. I'm Daryl. We've got Brian here and Randeep in the studio.
Hello.
What an exciting night last night. I mean, 2 games, simultaneous games. Basically, topsy-turvy. One day, Russia's like top of the group, and now they're out.
Yeah.
And last night, we've seen Russia basically crashing out of the tournament, and Greece basically miracle of the Greeks again.
Yep.
And I mean, the first game, we'll talk about that first game here. I mean, Brian, I mean, what do you think of that whole Greek?
I mean, it's incredible. You know, when Russia beat the Czechs 4-1, everybody installed them as tournament favorites. It's one of the tournament favorites. And since then, I mean, how fortunes have changed. Yes, Russia dominated the match against the Greeks, but like you said, it was another a minor miracle. I mean, I think the Greeks in government would hope that they have a miracle to actually stop the slide of their currency.
Yeah, it was disappointing. I mean, people like Arshavin, Pavlyuchenko, they didn't turn up yesterday. The Russians as a whole, the team never looked interested. After the first 15 minutes, they never looked interested. And you could see their heads drop in the second half, and they never created a clear chance in the second half except for a header about 10 minutes from time. So there you go. And the Greeks, oh my God, not 2004
again.
2004
again.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Karagunis. I mean, he's 35. I mean, Brian's a bit younger than Karagunis there. But I mean, Captain Marvel on that one,
Captain
number
Marvel,
10,
yeah.
Captain.
I'd like to say something about Karagunis. I mean, great goal. But to me, it was a clear-cut penalty. I mean, he was stripped in the Russian D, and I think the coach was right to take him off because you could see he was losing it.
Yes,
he was losing it. He's going to miss one match.
Yeah.
If he had been sent off, he would have been
Going home
probably out of
already,
the tournament. Yeah.
And I mean, to look at Russia, I mean, Dick Advocaat steps down now already. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the one era of the Russian football gone. And this was the promise that, I mean, they would actually go to the next round.
Yep.
Right
I
off
mean,
for
they
them?
started with full of promise, and that 4-1 win was in terms of performance. That 4-1 win was the best team performance in the Euro, in my opinion. So disappointing. Russians were disappointing.
And the last word on Greece. I mean, like, can they do it again?
No.
You know, in the first game against Poland, they were down to 10 men, they came back.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Here, backs against the wall.
Yeah.
Against all the odds, they won. Okay. Never write the Greeks off.
But what about their
Spartan spirit?
the Portuguese coach, Fernando Santos? Have they given them any flair in any way?
Oh, absolutely nothing. Zero flair. They just have got this resistance, and they've got this spirit, which is unbelievable. So in that sense, you know, you must commend them.
So it's for the basically Group B team to avoid Greece right now.
No.
The Germans, I
They
guess.
will play the Germans, and the
Looks like
Germans
it's
are going to.
Okay, I mean,
The Germans are going to teach the Greece a lesson.
I mean, back to the other game, I mean, Poland against Czechoslovakia. I mean, look at Poland. I mean, co-hosts wanting to do it so badly.
There's no more Czechoslovakia, it's the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. I'm sorry. Your thoughts on that game?
The Poles, they froze. They froze in front of their home fans. You could see in the first game, they started off well. They always start well against the Russians. They start off well. Yesterday, the team just they were under pressure. And but to be fair to the Czechs, they played well in the second half. I thought there was only one team in the second half, which was the Czechs.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done to the Czechs.
And they were saying basically the fans were against the Czechs in the beginning already after getting thrashed 4-1. I mean, everything was against them in this one. But I mean, look at Poland itself. I mean, co-hosts, but they were lowest ranking team.
Yep.
Basically, just didn't have a chance.
They didn't have a chance. They
wasted their chances against Greece the first game.
Yeah, I think if they had beaten the Greeks, I mean, even yesterday, right at the end, Daryl, I think the Polish had a header that was cleared off the line.
Off the line, yeah.
If that had gone in, it would be the Poles that were going through and not the Czechs. So it was that close. This group was that close.
Yeah. And they didn't look interested. The Poles, I mean, apart from the fact that they froze, they relied too much on the Dortmund trio. You know, so that possibly, you know, was their downfall. But they've got a lot to learn from this tournament, and I think that in the near future, this team is a good team. It's a good team.
I'll have to say that, you know, Czechs topping the group is incredible. But having said that, a lot of teams want to play the Czech Republic because they don't really have much attacking flair up front. They got Milan Baros, for God's sake. You know, the only strong contender for play of the group stage so far, I would say, would be Petr Cech. Yeah, he let in 4 in the first game, but he's been outstanding for the Czechs since the last 2 games.
I mean, but before we go to the next section, I mean, your wrap up on Group A. I mean, like basically.
Group A was interesting. Even the bookies didn't know.
Yeah.
You know who's going to go in. So Group A was the most open group, and I'm not surprised that the Greeks and the Czechoslovakians, I mean the Czechs qualified.
Clairvoyant that you are.
Having said that,
You're not surprised.
having said that, Russia was disappointing. They disappointed me. You know, I'm wearing the jersey and I'm absolutely gutted. But never mind. So fair play to the Greeks and the Czechs.
I mean, one interesting thing, Brian, in Group A, you thought basically you're going to have a lot of boring matchups. So no, there's no 0-0 at all in this one.
Exactly.
It's surprising.
Brings me to the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the group stages in the World Cup 2010 and group stage in Euro, I think the goal difference is almost double.
Okay, Brian, hold on to that thought. Euro better than the World Cup. We've got so much more to talk about in segment 2. We'll see you real soon. Hi there, welcome back to Football Every Day, the Euro 2012 edition. We're here looking at tonight's game, two big games in Group B. We got Holland against Portugal, the first one, and Germany against Denmark. But Brian, I mean, goodbye to Holland tonight.
I don't know about that. I mean, for me, they have been the biggest disappointment. My personal favourite, Holland was to win the Euro 2012. They've been the absolute biggest disappointment, lost the first two matches. But you know, football is such a funny game. They can redeem themselves. They can actually qualify by beating Portugal and hoping that Germany Germany has to beat Denmark.
Yeah.
That this group is that close.
Yeah.
But talking about Randeep likes to basically, bet his houses on these kind of games. But I mean, Holland, would you basically there? I mean, it's a do or die mission. Would they implode?
I think the Dutch have got something to prove today to the nation, to the fans, and I don't think they will lose. But having said that, the Portuguese,
but they can't afford a draw.
They can't afford to draw. So they have to win. And I think they will win. I think they'll win. It depends on the first 20 minutes. They score an early goal, they might even run riot.
Well, by my calculation, the Dutch need to win by two clear goals. Two clear goals, and hope that Germany even beat Denmark by 1-0.
Yeah.
They are true by my calculations.
Yeah.
I mean, before we go, let's just track back. What really went wrong with Holland? I mean, they came in, unbeaten in 12 games in the qualifiers. And come into Group B and lose 2 games.
Well, they got sucker punch in the first game against Denmark. They were heavy favourites against Denmark.
They were ripped apart.
Robin Van Persie, Sneijder, Robben, none of them played well. They all misfired up front. Sucker punch against Denmark. Against Germany, I think they lost to a superior team.
Okay.
Put their hands up and say they lost to a superior team.
Yeah. But to be fair, Robben has had a bad second half of the season. He can be a very selfish player at times. And Van Persie has not brought his Arsenal form to Holland, and players like Sneijder and Van der Vaart, they have been disappointing. I think the only spark in Holland is their midfield guy, De Jong.
Nigel De Jong.
De Jong has played well, and the new guy, the youngest player in Euro. Matheus or something like that. Yeah, he's
Joris Matthijssen.
He's been playing well. But having said that, the Dutch have been very disappointing, and I think I expect them to bounce back today.
I mean, okay. Before we go talking about bounce back, I mean, Portugal is not a lightweight team here. I mean, Ronaldo has a lot to prove.
I've said before,
has he disappointed for you?
He has disappointed big time. You know, and we always say that about Ronaldo in the big games, whether for his club sides, Man United or Real Madrid. In the big games, Ronnie doesn't show up. He absolutely doesn't show up. And let's not even get started about Nani.
Nani works hard for both those games actually.
He works hard, but he is another selfish player.
Yeah, selfish player.
Just like Robben. So it's up to people like Ronaldo and Nani to actually show up for Portugal.
Yeah.
This is a huge game for Cristiano. Win, does some of his magic, and he'll be redeemed in the eyes of the Portuguese.
You know, Brian, I know, ironically, Mourinho was down in KL 2 days ago, and he said, there was a question posed to him why players like Ronaldo and Nani, they don't play well in international. And he said players like Ronaldo don't have Ozil, they don't have the Real Madrid boys, and players like Nani, they don't have Valencia, they don't have the Rooneys, you know. So Nani and Ronaldo have been poor, and Ronaldo, having said that, Ronaldo also have got something to prove today.
Okay, your tips for tonight's game then? Are you still going with Holland?
Holland to beat Portugal and Germany to beat Denmark.
Brian?
I'm going for the Dutch to beat Portugal narrowly.
Okay, we go to the other game right now. Is it basically, do we even need to watch this Germany against Denmark game?
The Danish Dynamites.
Yeah.
Never.
See, the thing is, everybody wants to play Greece in the next round. Okay, if Germany lose to Denmark, quite likely that Denmark will end up playing the Greeks, and the Germans wouldn't want that. Having said that, chances are Joachim Low is going to rest some key players.
Okay.
All right. So a draw, to me, this has draw written all over it.
Okay.
The Germans have been playing well, and knowing the Germans' mentality, they are going to go out for a win. Whoever they bring in, even if they rest Ozil, they rest Sami Khedira, and even if they rest Podolski, they still got quality players coming in, and they will want to win. And I beg to differ, Brian. I think the Germans are going to win against the Danish, and the Danish, having said that, the Danish have themselves are a difficult, very difficult team to predict, and they've got the fighting spirit. No World Cup stars, no stars.
Nicholas Bender,
the best player in the world,
in his head.
Okay.
In his head, yeah. But I see the Germans beating the Danish today.
Okay, I mean that's some good advice, some good tip from Randeep there. And what about Mario Gomez?
Oh,
you forgot about that. He's basically want to go for the Golden Boot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's taken his club form back to the internationals. He's been playing well. Coming back to what Randeep said, the Danes would probably only need a draw.
Okay.
Depending on the outcome of Portugal-Holland,
Yeah.
Portugal would have to beat Holland.
Yeah.
For the Portuguese to go through.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard basically from Brian and Randeep about tonight's games. I mean, fantastic games both at the same time. Germany versus Denmark, Holland versus Portugal. We're football every day on Euro 2012. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. See you later.